Good morning, everyone. Hey, you're still awake. We will get going here in about 10 minutes, so go ahead and mingle around a little bit. If you have to go use the girls' room or whatever, feel free, and then we'll get started in 10 minutes, okay? If you didn't get your portraits taken, they may still be here after the event is over today at noon. Otherwise, next Saturday when we come back here, the portrait photographers will be here again. So, okay? We'll get going here in about 4 minutes, please. If you're out in the hallway or near the doors, if you can start getting them in here so we can get started, I appreciate it very much. About 4 minutes, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Got to roll. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and then the sprinkler system comes on in the main hallway. So let's go. I haven't seen Pogo yet. So cool. Is Tim Pogorelski in the house? Pogo, are you here? Okay. Hey, Becky, you want to go ahead and pull those doors shut there and we'll get started, please? Oh, my gosh. Hey, good Saturday morning, everyone. How about just a hello, a good morning from everybody here. Make sure everybody's still awake. Oh, wow. Good crowd. Can tell they're getting younger. So, what we'll do is we'll get started here. My anthem singer isn't here, but we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able to stand, please do. If not, we understand. I should have brought my flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. My name is Mark Finnegan, and my brother John and I and my wife Darlene, we started this program 16 years ago. It's hard to believe now. And we, thank you. And what started out as just an idea that we were going to do one time, we're in the RV business here in Beloit. We own Finnegan's RV Center in South Beloit. And we actually 56 years in the RV business now. And what we thought we'd do is to honor at that time, our World War II generation. My father was a World War II Navy vet, and my mother was a Rosita Riveter during World War II. And we just wanted to honor that generation. My 4 oldest brothers are all Vietnam era vets. No one ended up in country, but they're all Vietnam era veterans. And then I have a sister-in-law who was a major in the Army. She was a combat nurse in Vietnam. And she passed away, and she's buried at Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors. And that's kind of going to that funeral. If you've ever been to Arlington and seen an officer's burial, it's a special thing. And when we saw that, we got thinking, that's what we got to do to memorialize our father and our sister-in-law. And then I have a younger brother, John, who works with me here at the business. And we both were going to enlist, as our family always had, and our parents didn't approve of having 6 boys serving active duty, and so they kind of talked us out of serving, and so it's always been kind of an empty thing in our hearts all these years. And so our friends at Honor Flight, Joe Dean over in Milwaukee started the Stars and Stripes Honor Flight program, and then Earl Morse and Jeff. What's Jeff's last name? I forgot his name. They started the Honor Flight program just before what we did, and we just thought, man, what a cool thing to honor the World War II era veterans. And so we got looking at doing something similar, but doing it in a little bit of a slower pace, or a pace where you veterans would have more time to mingle together and to share stories versus a flight that goes to DC and back in one day. And so we sat down and we did the logistics of putting together a caravan of motorhomes. And we soon realized that when you're using motorhomes, you can't take a whole lot of people on this trip. So we added in 3 buses. So that first year in 2010, we announced VetsRoll to the public on the radio in Janesville. We announced it to the public on March 17th, 2010, which if you're Irish, that's New Year's Day, right? St. Patty's Day. And we gave ourselves 60 days to put the whole program together. We didn't have the first dollar raised. We didn't have the first veteran. We didn't have the first medic. And in 60 days, this is how fast this group is leaving us. In 60 days, we had 117 World War II vets, 8 Rosita Riveters that had signed up to go on that trip. And with 2 medical people, that's all we had. And but it came together. We didn't realize what a void there was in people's hearts for the World War II group. And so the donations came in, and we were able to raise right about $90,000 in 60 days. And we were able to put that trip together. We had 9 RVs, 3 buses, kind of looked like the Clampetts going down the road with all those campers. But it all went off really well. And we came back to Beloit, right here to Central Christian Church that year, and made our homecoming. And as we say in the RV business, it went off without a hitch. But anyway, it worked out really well. And we thought we'd just go back to selling RVs and what we've done all our lives. My phone never stopped ringing. I didn't realize it at the time, but my life was changed forever. And so many of the people that are here today found out about the program, started to get on board. Our family attorney was a Korean War vet, and he was able to get us a 501c3, which is critical if you're going to be raising money as a charity. And we were able to get that in just about 3 months or so. We got the 501c3 rating, and off we went. And we decided we'll do one more trip, 2011. And we went to all buses that year. We expanded to 10 buses and partnered up with Badger coaches out of Madison, who we still use to this day. And we opened it up to Korean War vets that second year and expanded out to 200 vets and then quite a few more assistants that year. I wanted to note real quick here, is Lou Harned sitting, you're right up here, right? Is Lou able to stand, or would he like to just wave? Lou Harned up here is going on the trip with us. He is 100 years old. He is a... Lou is an amazing story. Now, we have in VetsRoll what we refer to occasionally as a trifecta veteran, which is World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. He is a trifecta veteran, World War II, Korea, and Iraq. Was an orthopedic surgeon, correct? Yeah, he was an orthopedic surgeon in Madison, stayed in the reserves and got called back to active duty because they needed surgeons in the Middle East. So he went back to active duty, retired out of the military as a brigadier general and out of Iraq. So how cool is that? And how about Ray and Helen Putnam? Are the Putnams here today? Okay, Ray and Helen will be our other World War II contingent. Awesome couple from Rockford. Ray is a World War II Navy veteran, I believe he is. And his wife, Helen, is a Rosie the Riveter from World War II. They'll be on the trip with us. And we had one other one who just canceled out yesterday, a gentleman from Huntley, Illinois, 100-year-old Navy veteran who is still in a pickleball league at 100 years of age. No medications, no cane, nothing. And he developed a sickness here that he says his doctor just says, no, you can't make the trip. So unfortunately, he says he's going to go next year. So we'll hope for the best. But so then as we went along in time, our program evolved. We started going from and coming back to the Eclipse Center down on the river here in Beloit. And this year, we're just so happy to be back out here to Central Christian Church. Isn't this a beautiful facility? It's just beautiful, beautiful. And Shannon Carter, Joel Purdy are sitting up here in the box. If you want to wave your hands, what a great job you've done, and just accommodated everything we needed. So, as the years have gone on now, we're getting close to 3,000 veterans and Rosie the Riveters that we've taken to Washington, D.C. free of charge. And it's a big effort. And the more you're around VetsRoll, you're going to understand what all goes into this. The logistics are maddening. They were literally maddening, I think, but I'm starting to lose it. But there's a core group of people that are here year in and year out, and they make it happen. And so we're going to introduce some of the key people here. And then I'm going to have Mark and Trey introduce their teams that they're working on. So first of all, our board of directors. If you want to stand, maybe face the crowd here. We have Mark Strasser right here. And he's also going to be your overall bus leader. Holly Jensen down here. She's the one that if the rooms get goofed up, I'll give you her cell phone number. I didn't do it. And Ed Butler, right here, Navy veteran. Jenny Jensen, she does the numbers. She's our treasurer and does an incredible job. Your other full-time job now, isn't it? Lanny Wong over here, airborne veteran, Army veteran, and retired Rockford paramedic. Trey Taylor over here by the wall. Trey is the head of our medical team. Absolutely amazing what that man and his team accomplished. It's just unbelievable. And TJ Fleechek over here by the wall. He oversees about half the mission on the buses, and we're first cousins. His mom and my dad were brother and sister. And TJ, you're on what, your 12th trip now? 13th trip? 13th trip, yeah. So that's just part of it, and I'll recognize a few of the others here. Oh, I love having this up here. This is great. I can put these down. So with that, hey, I'll just look up there. Well, I've introduced you guys. Oh, we got to hit. Where's Gail Hobb at? This young lady here. Unbelievable. You'll notice on her name tag, it says Bev Snacks. It's beverages and snacks. It's not Gail Hobb, which is her real name, but she procures an unbelievable amount of donations and the the beverages that you're going to enjoy. And Gail is just a firecracker, and we could not make this trip happen without your contributions. Where's Lori Showers and Becky Peters? Or no, Becky's not in pre-post. Yeah, Lori Showers. Where's Lori at? There she is, over by that wall there. She's another one. I'm glad you give you her cell phone number. She takes care of the pre- and post-trip hotel rooms and whatnot. And who else is helping out with that? Tammy Lewis? And is Tammy here today? No? Okay. So I'll give her cell phone number out if you haven't gotten your room yet. No, I'm just kidding. But she's on a table out back here, and thank you, Lori. We have five local area hotels that are being used for this venture, and it's quite a task. And so four of the five are within 5 minutes of this building right here. So it's great, and I really appreciate what you're doing, Lori. Merchandise. Where's the Davises? Are they in here? Okay, I'll give you their cell phone numbers too. If you haven't gotten your T-shirts or your jackets that you ordered, they're the calm before the storm. A lot of the merchandise, I see a lot of people are wearing the blue shirts and whatnot. A lot of the merchandise has already been shipped to your houses, or you've picked them up in Rockford. And then there's some of the more generic stuff that we'd have in stock that'll be available out here. And they will be back here again next week. And next week we're going to come in down by the gymnasium down here. So we'll cover that a little bit later. How about our shuttle drivers? Jeff and Raleigh, are you guys in here? Oh, right up on top. Well, I don't expect you to turn around, but as we go down the road, we'll have a lead vehicle, which is myself and Tim Pogorelski. That'll be in that. And then we'll have our 11 charter buses following us. We'll actually have a motorcycle escort up in front. And then at the back, then those two gentlemen are driving our chase van. And they do a wonderful job. And all the things that we forgot, they're going and getting them while you're sleeping at those hotels. Okay, let's go to our lens team. These folks need to come forward. Aaron, are you still here? Don't be so bashful. If you're in the Rockford, Northern Illinois, Southern Wisconsin market, Channel 23, the one and only Aaron Wilson, who just does an unbelievable job. Unbelievable job. He broadcasts live all day long, all 4 days, and does a great job. And then how about Mike Collin? Is Mike here today? He's probably down at the baseball stadium. Okay, Mike's not here. Tracy, I know Tracy Kramer's here. Where's Tracy at? Tracy, I know you're here. Oh, in the euchre seats. Okay. So, Tracy's new on the lens team this year, but a very, very talented portrait photographer. And Stephen Pickering, I don't believe Stephen's here, is he? No. And William Stewart is still down in Indiana, I would think, so he'll be our other videographer. Out in the hallway this morning, we had Sharon Weiser and Tom Hullebeck. Are either of you in here? I don't believe so. So when we're done here, roughly at noon, I think they're still going to be set up. If they're not, then next week, if you didn't get your trip portraits taken, it's a little bit less of a crush next week. You just roll in between 1 and 5 and get your trip picture taken then. Pogo, no. Okay. Now, we have a special covert operation that goes on every year, and that's why we can't tell you about it, but I can introduce the people that are in charge of it. How about Jen and Becky and Lori Showers? I know Lori's here. There. Oh, they're all over there together. Okay. You can applaud them on Tuesday night in D.C., but thank you, ladies. It's unbelievable what you accomplished. The medical team callers, I know Karen Eibach. There's been several of the medical team people that have reached out to the veterans, and they will continue this coming week. If you haven't been contacted by the medical team, they are out there trying to get all your medications up to date. There's a medical assessment sheet that was sent to you pretty much all by email. If you can have that filled out in advance and just keep it by you, and if you haven't been contacted yet, and then the medical team will go over that sheet with you once they get in touch with you. I want to mention, I don't think any of them are here, but Beth Norton, Karen James, they have a group that makes up these travel pillows that you'll have on the buses, that, little nice little 10-inch pillows or whatever they are. They do that every year. And also lap gans, which I think they were out here in the hallway when you came in today. So, yeah, okay. And then how about Jerry Christofferson? Is Jerry here? No way. Jerry. Okay. Jerry Christofferson. VetsRoll is kind of known for our flag displays. If you're from the Rockford area today, they have Gary Jury's funeral down there on North Main Street. And we'll go out and we'll put up, upon request, we'll put up flag tributes, just like that. Thank you. You're so good, Shannon. We'll put those up, and we partner with Jerry, who runs True Patriots Care Foundation out of Elgin. And Jerry is going to be here next Thursday morning and putting up 220 flags in a display right out front. Each one of those flags will have a laminated hang tag on that flag, and it'll have your name on that flag. And so you're able to go over, clip the name tag. Please don't clip the flag, but clip the name tag off, and that's a little keepsake you'll get from VetsRoll. And Jerry does that every year. It's great, and it's beautiful out there. Anybody here from Fire and Iron? Marty, are you here? Okay, so we can talk bad about these guys. Fire and Iron is a national motorcycle, first responders motorcycle club, and they are joined at the hip with VetsRoll this time of year. And there's a group of them that will ride the entire route on their motorcycles, escorting us from Beloit all the way to D.C. and back. And along the route, there's other stations. They call them stations, not posts, you bet. And they have other groups that will join in and ride like a 100-mile stretch or something like that on the way out and the way back. And there's one gentleman that joins us in Washington, D.C. It rides all the way back here to Beloit and turns around on Thursday morning and rides back to D.C. So, yeah, it's all part of the program. And suppliers and donors, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of suppliers and donors. This program has grown to the point where every dollar that we raise comes out of the private sector. There's no corporate sponsors. There's no tax dollars. There's no grants. Every dollar we raise comes out of private donations and out of fundraisers. And fundraisers, oh gosh, I'm sorry. Got to get that Walmart smiley face up there. And anyway, every dollar we raise comes in here, and it's nearly $500,000 is what our operating costs are to run this program essentially for 4 days out of the year. And you're going to witness what it's all about over those 4 days next week. So if there's any of our donors and sponsors are in the room, I salute you. Bill Perkins, you're here, aren't you? I saw him earlier. Yeah. Where are you at, Perky? Oh, had to leave. Bill Perkins runs the Chopir Tap out here in the north side of Beloit. Annually raises with a Sunday meat raffle. They raise $40,000 to $50,000 a year just off their meat raffle. And I mentioned Pogo out in Clinton there. They do a St. Patty's Day bash every year for us that this year raised over $40,000 in one day. And is Lisa Bowen here? No, from up in Spring Green. They have the Cabin Fever Dance in Spring Green. And that one raises in excess of $40,000 in one day up there west of Madison. Or actually, it's in Lone Rock. Yeah, yep. And then I absolutely have to mention, as long as we're talking some of these mega fundraisers that we have, anybody from Orfordville that's here, from the Orfordville American Legion Post 209. Now, I know Dave Abrahamson's here. Yeah, you got some of them over here. They raised 2 years in a row. Their one-day fundraiser grossed over $100,000 and netted. This year's event netted $93,000 to VetsRoll. It's just incredible. You know, that's a town of what, 1,200 people probably or something like that. It's just amazing. But it goes on all year long. We have Rockford fundraisers, Culver's. You see those flags out around the Culvers on Veterans Day. We have 55 to 60 Culver stores that'll raise money for VetsRoll around Veterans Day. And it goes on all year long. So, okay. Let's see. We did the board of directors. So I will introduce my friend Trey Taylor. And Trey, you want to come on up and we'll introduce our medical team.
Thanks. So my name's Trey Taylor. I'm the head of the medical team for this trip. This is my 10th year doing this trip. It's pretty well versed on what goes on this trip. As Mark stated on their first trip, I wasn't around for the first trip, but he said they had 2 medical people for 100-some veterans. Now we're up to 33 medical people for this trip. We have 3 medical people per bus, sometimes 4. And to reassure all of you veterans here, we have 92 years of experience, 92 trip years of experience on this trip. So all of our assistants, we've taken 92 trips. So we've probably seen it all. And if you medical people want to start making your way down here, they all want to see your smiling faces. So I'm going to introduce all of you. But out of this trip, we get a lot of veterans that say, maybe I don't want to go because, I have this medical problem, that medical problem, that kind of thing. We can't take care of everything, but we try to think of everything we can do to make your trip enjoyable. On our trip, we have a doctor, we have nurse practitioners, we have physical therapists, we have paramedics, firefighters, registered nurses, I haven't got there yet, physician's assistants, you name it, we can probably take care of your needs. So that's just reassuring, and these are some of our, not everybody's here today because people that work in the medical field don't necessarily get Saturdays off. So a lot of our people are still working today. But I'm going to start and introduce some of our medical team. Bus 1, Matt Francis. This will be Matt's 7th trip. His 2 partners on the trip are not here today. John Niederer, Matt's EMT paramedic, firefighter. 2 of them are not here today. John Niederer, this will be his 2nd trip. He's firefighter paramedic. Justin Brendel, this will be his 3rd trip. He's not here today as well. Bus 2, Kathy McKillips. This is Kathy's 5th trip. She's an RN. Lisa Fields, who's not here today, this is her 3rd trip. She's a nurse practitioner. And on his 1st trip today, Randy James, Rockford firefighter paramedic. Bus 3, Diane Bristol, nurse practitioner. This is Diane's 7th trip. Next to her is Carson Nels, her 4th trip, EMT paramedic. Flight paramedic. She flies the helicopters. If you don't really want to see her in that role, but she flies in them. She's not a pilot. Audrey Fotzler's not here today. She's an EMT intermediate, and it's her 1st trip. She's not here today. Bus 4, Tom Doomer, retired Rockford paramedic. Tom's 5th trip with us. Erin Bidlingmeyer, she's not here today. This is her 3rd trip. She's an RN. Frida Polkowski, RN. This is Frida's 1st trip. Bus 5, myself. I'm a firefighter EMT from the city of Beloit. This is my 10th trip. Annette Peranio, RN, This is her 9th trip. John Littlefield. John's a physician's assistant. This is John's 3rd trip. Ricardo Fernandez. He's a physical therapist. He's not with us today. This is his 6th trip. He lives in Montana, so that's why he's not here today, but he flies all the way from Montana to go on the trip. On bus 6, Kent Shea and Lisa Shea, EMT paramedic, retired from the city of Janesville. And Lisa, she's an RN. Neither one of them could be here today. This is their 3rd trip. And Casey Visker, this is her 7th trip, but it's her first time joining us on the medical team this year. She's a physical therapist assistant. On bus 7, we have 3 that aren't here today. Karen Eibach, Demai Burkell, both RNs, mother-daughter. This is their 3rd and 2nd trip respectively. Kathy Lenz, this is her 2nd trip. She's not here. She's an EMT paramedic. And Lanny Wong, retired Rockford EMT paramedic. And this is Lanny's 8th trip. Bus 8, her 5th trip, Kathy Van Veldhuizen, nurse practitioner. Sandy Burns, she's an RN. This is her 3rd trip. And Adam Dantuma's not with us today. He's an EMT paramedic from Rockford, and it's his 2nd trip. On bus 9, his 2nd trip, Rockford EMT paramedic, Alex Nava. Gracie Henthorn, EMT. This is her 4th trip, her 1st trip with us on the medical team. And Robert's not with us today. He's working. Robert Mannion, he's an RN, works at the VA in Madison. Some of you may have met him. His 3rd trip. Bus 10, Janice Honeycutt. This is her 3rd trip. She's an RN. Steve Royce, EMT paramedic. This is Steve's 2nd trip. And Steve went last year with his dad, and this year with his father-in-law. So he liked the trip so much he came back. So this year, Jean Kriz. This is Jean's 1st year. She's a retired doctor, so she's our doctor on her trip this year. Something that we have this year that we've been struggling for many years to come up with is someone to take care of mental health. We have all of these people to take care of physical ailments, stomach aches, that kind of thing. And where we've been lacking is somebody to take care of our mental health. And I don't care who you are, we all at some point struggle with something. So this year we came across somebody who was willing to work with us and wanted to help out. So Todd Bird, this is Todd's 1st year on the trip. Todd is our mental health expert on this trip. And Todd won't be assigned to one specific bus. He is going to fly around to all the other buses. We don't know what to call him, a rotating person on the bus. But if you need something, if you're struggling with mental health, and we can keep it a secret, let somebody know. And maybe Todd can help out. And we know this is a very emotional trip, especially when we get to Washington, D.C., the Korean Memorial, the World War II Memorial, Vietnam Memorial. Todd works on a daily basis with a lot of Vietnam veterans. And if you need his assistance, if you need help, let one of us in an orange shirt know, let your bus leaders know, and we can get you in contact with Todd. And we think this is really important for this program, and we think this is a step up this year that we haven't had in the past. So. So on that note, all of these medical people, we all wear orange shirts. We carry orange backpacks. So it doesn't matter if they're your bus or not. If you need help, if you fall, stumble, anything, just reach out to anybody in an orange shirt. We're all communicating by radio. We know what's going on with everybody to some extent. Just reach out. And the 92 trips that we've all been on this trip, that's just the trips we've been on. So figure the amount of years that everybody's been practicing in their own field. This is one hell of a medical team here for 220 veterans. So on that note, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trey. And one more time, big hand to Trey for putting the amount of work that goes into the medical side is unbelievable. And knock on wood, we've always come back with the same number we left with, so we want to keep that rolling. Next up, I want to introduce my friend Mark Strasser. And right before I hand the microphone off, it's getting hot up here, man. I inadvertently skipped one very, very important piece to the puzzle here, and it's my sister wife, Kim Klaus, over here. They call me Cody because I have so many wives. But Kim, stand up and be recognized. She works with Holly on all the logistics for the hotel rooms, the restaurants, fixing all my screw-ups, and just awesome. Couldn't do it without you. Okay, with that, I want to introduce my friend Mark Strasser, freshly back from Normandy. Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Everything's been kind of fun, and we're laughing, and you're getting a lot of introductions, but I have to bring the mood down just a little bit. I will get excited when I introduce the bus leaders that work with me, but I have to explain a few things so you understand what our hierarchy is while we're on the trip, what the chain of command is, and who does what to make it easier for you guys to have an enjoyable trip. We'll go over some safety stuff and some things that you need to know. First off, your bus leaders are responsible for all the activity on the bus, at the memorials and at any function that we happen to be at. This is including but not limited to accountability of all veterans and assistants, all the durable goods, all the wheelchairs that we take, all of the food that's on the bus, all of the drinks that are on the bus, making sure that everything is fresh and cold and that you have the ability to take a ride if you need one. And all the operations while we're at hotels and rest stops. If you have any concerns, you talk to your assistant. If they can't answer the question, they'll get with a bus leader. The bus leader will take a stab at any question that you have. And if we can't answer that, well, then we'll give you, we'll get the information for you and get back to you. The medical team, a great group, as you've just seen. They are going to assist the bus leaders in any emergencies that may happen on the road. We all have to understand that when you're taking 11 buses and 420 people, there always could be something that goes wrong. The medical team will help with the bus leaders in an emergency to make sure we take care of everything that we need to. Trip assistance. For the veterans that are going on the trip, your trip assistant is your first line of communication. They're to provide anything that the veteran needs, providing that it's legal, moral, and ethical. We have to preface some things sometimes. It's imperative that we have a very, very high level of care for the individuals that are on this trip. They're required to take directions from their bus leaders or any of the medical team that are on their bus or on a trip. I'll preface that by saying if we're at a monument and an assistant hears that there's a need for curb coverage or a medic from any bus asks them to do something, it's a request, but they are responsible to give you all the help that you need, however they can get it for you. Some general information, and this is where I tend to get a little bit grumpy with Mr. Finnegan, my buddy. We have to be on time. When you're taking a rolling convention of 420 people and we have to be somewhere at a certain time, we have to make sure that our assistants and our leaders are getting you guys and gals on the bus at the right time. And sometimes that can be a challenge, but we do have to be on time because our next stop is a scheduled stop that has a time frame, especially when we get into DC. It's very important that we're on the bus, off the bus at the times that are on our itinerary, or we don't get to see something. So that's very important. I'm going to suggest that you put a spare set of clothes in your carry-on. We are very, very, very good at handling luggage. But we're going down the road, and you'll see when you get on these buses, they're not exactly the smoothest thing in the world. And if you got a cup of coffee or a bottle of juice or something, we hit a bump and it goes all over you, you may want to have something to change into. Your assistant is going to make sure that your luggage is taken to the room and verify your belongings. Make sure that you have everything you need, including any medical equipment that you may need, your CPAP, that kind of thing. One thing that our assistants understand is a veteran or Rosie does not handle luggage. You will be catered to. You will not have anything to do with rooming luggage or anything. Your assistant is going to verify that your room keys work for you. They will make sure that you are aware of wake-up times, breakfast times, and departure times. You guys will also be getting a little card that you put in your lanyard that has all of that written out for you on each individual day. Oh, I had another point here. Oh, yeah. Wake-up times and breakfast. It is hard, and I try, but it is hard to get down to the dining room and beat veterans down there. You guys, I don't know how you do it. We're in a different time zone, and you're still there in 45 minutes before the eggs are even cooked. It's an amazing thing. Your assistants are going to make sure that your luggage is taken down to a special place that is set up for your luggage. They will make sure that you get all your luggage on the bus. You don't have to deal with any of that. We will disinfect the buses every day. Every stop that we get everybody off the bus, the bathroom is going to be cleaned. We're going to wipe down all of the handrails, anything that's plastic. We want everybody to go back as healthy as you came. And with all the COVID stuff that went on a few years ago, we made it a point to make sure that every time we get off the bus that we're taking care of that. Roll call is going to be taken after we load at any stop. We will not roll until every person is accounted for. So when we're calling roll call, stand up, be loud and proud. Don't just kind of raise your hand, because some of us bus leaders are old too, and we need to hear it. So just get out, scream it. If it's your serial number, hey, have at it. Do whatever we got to do. But we have to make sure that we know that you're on the bus, and we will not leave. Now, what we do when we are at a stop is the leader of Bus 10, which is TJ, and myself from Bus 1, we will take care of 5 buses. I will visibly look at the bus leader from bus 2, 3, and 4 to make sure, are you good? Are you ready to go? Yes. Okay. So we do a physical head count on each bus, and then the 2 head bus leaders will make sure that their buses are accounted for before I tell Mark that we're ready to go. And at that point, that's when we get off and on the road again. Some safety items. My past job, I was in charge of safety, so some of these things are sacred to me, and we have made them sacred to this trip. Any movement on the bus, you guys are going to have to go to the bathroom. It happens going down the road. And if you were in the Navy, you know what sea legs are all about. Well, it's a whole different thing when you get on a coach bus, because they kind of roll and they go up and down, and we've had instances on the road where the bus driver has had to do a panic stop. And we don't want you guys to end up rolling down the aisle, so what we insist on is if you need to go to the restroom, you put your hand up, and we're going to have an assistant in front of you and behind you. And don't be offended by that, but we've had instances on the road where we've done panic stops, and I happen to be one of the individuals that was taking a gentleman to the bathroom, and we were on the way back. Well, when the brakes go on, we're all going to the front. I ended up with a veteran in my lap, didn't hit the floor. We don't want that to happen. So you will have a guided tour and back to the bathroom and back to your seat. This one is big. You will sit down when you go to the bathroom on the bus. And trust me, we will know that you did not sit down when you go. It's funny, even putting Cheerios down there to aim at, it's not going to work. So, and we'll have signs posted in the bathroom to make sure that you understand that. And again, it's a safety thing. We don't want somebody to hit the brakes and some poor guy comes out of the bathroom into the aisle with his pants down around his ankles. That's just not a good thing to have happen. We will definitely, after every use, we will wipe down the bathroom to make sure that the next individual that uses it, it's clean for you. But we will also require you, as you come out, we will have assistants in the back with a hand sanitizer, and you're going to get a squirt or two, and you're going to get that for your own health and well-being. When we stop at any given stop, you're going to understand this when we get to the Gateway Plaza in Breezewood. Some of the stops that we make, it's very congested. There's a lot of traffic, and there's safety issues. We will not open the doors on any bus until TJ in bus 10 says our brakes are locked. We want to make sure that everybody is ready to get off of the bus to make sure that we don't have stragglers walking out in front of traffic. Curbs and steps, and Mark is real big on this, and he'll probably go into this again a little bit later. But when we get to DC, you'll get to the monuments, and all of the curbs are the same color as the street. So there's a lot of guys, and my dad was one of them. On my first trip, my dad was always like me, always looking somewhere else, and did not notice that there was a difference in height. So we will have assistants that will line the curbs at all of the major stops, so you guys don't inadvertently put your foot down on the street when you should be on the curb. Restrooms and rest stops off of the bus, a lot of times they're very congested. And I'm gonna give an example. We will stop at a place in Carnegie, Pennsylvania called Cefalos. And what it is, it's an old church that they've made into a gorgeous banquet facility. Well, they got one small restroom. We take care of that. And you'll see when we get there, we have porta-johns outside. You can use the restroom on the bus when everybody gets off so it isn't moving. But when we get into restrooms, there's a lot of times where it's humid and the floor is very, very slippery. So we'll have assistants in the restrooms making sure that you see the floor and what you need to do to be safe. When we're at the larger venues, as Trey said before, if you need anything, anybody in a red shirt or anybody in an orange shirt has a radio. If you need anything, all you need to do is ask. And we will try to make, again, every accommodation that we can as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical. We'll try to get you anything to address your needs. When we're on the road, social media nowadays, and I'm as guilty as anybody else. When I'm not doing anything, what am I doing? I'm on the phone, right? Looking at social media and looking at all that garbage. Well, if we have an issue on the road, we do not want that information given out to anybody on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever other ones are out there. We want to deal with our movement on the road in past tense. We are a soft target. In this world, some group out there to take care of some veterans on the road to make their group look good. We don't want to be a part of that. So I ask that as we're on the road, you don't say where we're going. You only talk about where we've been, okay? It's very important because they can't do anything to us. We're already gone. But if they know where the next place is, there's a potential that something could happen. So anything that is posted, make sure that it's posted in past tense. If we do have an incident on the road, we do not post it online at all. We have what we call public information officers. Anything that's going to be released is going to be released through our public information officers. I am one, Trey Taylor is one, and Mark Finnegan is the other. Ultimately, anything that is going to be released to the public, Mark is going to have the final say. But think of it this way. If you were a family member on the road and you're in some group and all of a sudden you see that bus number whatever has been in an accident and you know that your family member is on that bus, but all of the information isn't released, how would you feel? You'd be panicking. Is my loved one okay? So we want to make sure that if we have an accident on a road, that we release the information the proper way so everybody understands what has actually happened instead of all the conjecture that goes on out there. Okay, now we get happy. And I hate to do it that way, but it is extremely, extremely important for the people that are at home that they understand what's going on. Trey, when he was up here, gave you the medical team their trip history of 91 or 92 trips. That's an amazing feat. But I got a couple others for you. This year's assistants, and we have roughly 170, have a total of 529 trips collectively. It's amazing. Our bus leaders, which there are 20 of us, have a total of 139 trips. So the people that are in charge of you, I shouldn't say in charge of you, because you guys are like a bunch of cats. You get off the bus and you just scatter. It's amazing how a 90-year-old can beat us to the Vietnam Wall, and this is a true story. I had it happen. Mark, I'm going to the wall. Okay, I turn around and he's 130 yards away from me already. But the number of trips that we collectively have, you guys are in great hands. So now I'll introduce our bus leaders, and I always start from the back of the bus, or back of the list, because the poor people in bus 10, they're always last. Everywhere we go, they're last, unless we get split up and they happen to find a shortcut through DC when we're on the way back to the hotel, but they're always last. What's that? Yeah, the best is last. Well, today I'm the best. Okay, and bus number 10, if you want to start making your way down here, that'd be great. Bus number 10 leader is TJ Flesak at 13 years, and Mark LaChance at 10 years. TJ is responsible for the last 5 buses, and he and I coordinate any time that we're ready to go and move. Bus number 9 is Tim Sturdivant with 8 years, and Mariah Madole with 6. And these years are all approximate because I got collected data from different lists, and I probably screwed up somewhere. Bus number 8, Brenda Spencer with 7 years, and Kim Schneider with 7 years. Bus number 7, Sheila Dunbar with 12, and Scott Jury with 8. Is Scott still here? He may have left already. Bus 6, Jen Forrest with 8, and Jenny Jensen with 6. Bus number 5, Emily Taylor with 6 years, and Brian Black with 7. On a trip, if you want to pick on anybody, I'll give you Brian's phone number. Bus number 4, Lindsay Easton with 5, and Karen Short with 8. Bus number 3, Ed Butler with 11 years, and David Black with 8. Bus number 2, they got to look at us all the way there and back. Holly Jensen with 9, and Kim Klaus with 8. Oh, I asked her how to say it before I got up here, so I didn't get yelled at again. How'd I do, Kim? Very good, yes. And I'm Mark Strasser. I'm the guy that's the tip of the sword on bus 1. This is my 12th trip. And my VetsRoll wife, Gail Bishop, she's got 11. And I know that's a lot of information, and we can answer questions if you have them. But there is one thing that I wrote down that hasn't been mentioned yet, and I've had the question several times already. You veterans will know your bus assignments next week when you get here, because there's even the last week there's going to be changes, and we have to move people around. So we don't want to give you a bus number and then all of a sudden, well, you're not on that bus when you get here next week. So that will be given to you when you check in next week. That's all I got. Thank you very much. Yeah, Tim just brought up a good point. When we get to Gateway in Breezewood and we park all the buses, and it's one of the busiest truck stops that you'll see, we will set up a barrier with assistance to guide you into the facility because the traffic is that bad. Don't feel offended by that. And that's just something we came up with because we had people trying to cross in front of semis, and it got to be a big mess. So that's one thing you'll see. We're always trying to look out after you guys being your eyes and ears. So with that, I'll give it back to the boss.
Thanks, buddy. How about a big hand for Mark? We got a lot to cover yet, but what I'll do is if you want to take a potty break here, I'm sure your coffee has found its way down past your chest by now. And If you want to go out these doors here, you can go either way into the hallway. There's restrooms both ways. And it's 10:55 right now, so let's be back here at 11:04. Okay? You're going to learn this routine. So see you back here in 11:04. 2 minutes. Actually, a minute and a half. I love it. All right. Sorry, we're on a time schedule. When we get to our stops. Yeah, okay. As a reminder or a notice, you'll notice the lineup we have here for the men's room. And on the road, everyone's here. 90% of them are men. So use the restrooms on the buses before we pull up to the stops. Always highly recommended. Tom Doomer, where are you hiding at? I think you're up on top there, weren't you? Right there. It's close. All right, we got a lot to cover yet, so if you can find yourself back to the seats here. I'm going to have you out of here by 6. How many people are from the Beloit area here? A lot of you. We have World War II Navy, or I'm sorry, oh boy, Army paratrooper Jerry Avakian is turning 100 years old today, and his birthday party's at 3 o'clock at Johnny's Pancake Place there on Prairie Avenue, if you know where that's at. So it's open to the public at 3 o'clock. Jerry Avakian, he was on our very first VetsRoll trip. Yeah. Yeah, in our World War II database, because that's where we started, if you're not familiar now, this year marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Actually, VE Day was 2 days ago. Victory in Europe Day was 2 days ago. I don't know, is Aaron Wilson still here? Okay, Aaron, how come it wasn't on TV? Yeah. But anyway, in August 15th or September 2nd is the technical day now. We'll note the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. If a veteran was 17 years old the last day of the war, they will now be 97. So your youngest World War II vets are 97. The vast majority of American World War II vets are now 99 to 100 and up. So we can never forget what that group accomplished. Yeah, Mark was just mentioning we have enough wheelchairs for all the veterans. You're going to get winded. You're going to get a little fatigued as the 4 days go on, especially day 3 in Washington, D.C. And our assistants, we have wheelchair training videos. We're real sticklers on safety. And if you get winded, if you're a little tired, maybe not feeling real good, everybody is ready and willing to lend a hand and get you a wheelchair. So do not think I'm a guy, I'm a Marine, and stuff like that. Now, you sit down and enjoy the ride, please. That's a great way to strike up a friendship with your assistants, too. All right. Here we go. We're still on page 1. Okay, I'll give you the nickel tour here and how it all works. As you can see up here on the board, there's approximately 400 people on the VetsRoll trip. Of those 400 people, there's approximately 220 that will be veterans, or in this case this year we have one Rosie the Riveter from World War II. We'll have, you bet. My mother was a Rosie the Riveter in World War II, and we would not have won the war if it had not been for the home front efforts of this country. So we recognize them as equal counterparts. Same with the nurses. Be approximately 169 assistants on this year's trip. 33 of the medical staff, 20 bus leaders, as you already met. One float, actually there's 2 float personnel in there. Lens team members we met, the support drivers, mothership drivers. It's called the mothership. That's the pickup and trailer that I'm driving out front, along with Pogo if he shows up. We have 11 bus drivers. When we do the pre-trip check-in next Saturday night, we'll have shuttles that'll be running from here to the local hotels. So those of you that are coming in next Saturday to get your carry-ons and things like that, we're going to ask for those of you that are going home on Saturday night, staying at home, come in between 1 and 3 o'clock to get your pictures if you haven't gotten it done. Just, get the check-in. You're going to get wristband, luggage tags, and things like that. And then you can go home and get a good night's sleep. For those of you that are going to be going out to the hotels, and there's quite a few of you that are going to the hotels, we'll have you check in between 3 and 5 o'clock, and the shuttle buses will start running out to the hotels around 4 o'clock. And we do that so that you're not spending the entire day just sitting here on your cell phone or something like that. So anyway, the shuttle buses will run from here to the local hotels. We'll get you out there. If you're driving yourself to a hotel, there's a lot of people doing that. I'll cover it in just a minute here, but you can't leave your car at the hotel. So if you go to the hotel on Saturday night, that car better be back here with you on Sunday morning. And we do get an early start on Sunday, as Mark was alluding to. We need you back. Actually, we're at the other end of the building where they're doing pictures this morning in the gymnasium. That'll be the check-in for the buses. And we'll need you to pull in, 4:15 a.m., somewhere in that neighborhood. And I know it's kind of early, but you can sleep on the buses, or you can try, but there's a lot of stuff going on. You're not going to be sleeping. I got to keep looking at that guy. Veteran seating on the buses. I'll cover that then. Okay. Veteran seating on the buses, they are not assigned seats. You're assigned to a bus, but you are not assigned to a particular seat. So you're welcome to move around. You make friendships. It's all about starting new relationships and new friendships and whatnot. So once you're on your bus, which you have to stay on that bus, you're free to move around to different seats and whatnot. Not while it's in motion, though. There's approximately 20 to 21 veterans per bus, approximately 17 assistants per bus. And as Trey mentioned earlier, every bus will carry 3 to 4 medical personnel. And we supply the wheelchairs, the walkers, the oxygen, the concentrators, various special items. Do not bring a power wheelchair. We don't have a capacity to carry them. I think pretty much everybody this year is ambulatory. We had a few last year that were not. But do not be afraid. Swallow that pride. And do not be afraid to ask for someone to move you into the wheelchair or help you get around. That's what we're all about. Hotel rooms. Holly, did you want to address that? Or no? Gonna let me do it? You want to? Oh, okay. Hotel rooms, I think. Yeah, she's got it up there. Thank you. Shannon, I got to give you another high five. This is great. Hotel rooms are pre-assigned. Veterans room with other veterans, assistants with other assistants. Absolutely no person has the authority to change a room assignment other than Holly, Kim, or myself. So you might have met a buddy on the trip you didn't know was going with, you're from Belvedere or something. There's a lot of Belvedere guys. You're not switching rooms. You're going to be in the room assigned to who you're assigned with. Room keys, and do I have that correct on there? I didn't get a chance to go over that with you on room keys. Okay. Hey. I duped her into it. Holly Jensen.
So this is always a question we get when we get near the hotels. You guys always want to know where your keys are, and we get it. We don't have them till we get out to the area. So for the Dayton stop, your bus leader will get your keys. That's the plan anyway. We'll get them while we're having dinner. And we're having dinner at a different location than the hotel. So you should get your keys on the bus on the way to the hotel. When we're coming into the second hotel, you'll get them, you'll go in, you'll sit down for dinner, and we'll pass them out during dinner. It's just the process of when the hotels have the keys ready. They don't have the keys ready till the rooms are ready for you, so it's later in the day. So we know you want them. We'll get them to you as soon as we can, but that is the plan.
Thank you, dear. All right. As I put a note on there, we have a very large group, and hiccups do happen. So some people handle it real well. Others, they get a little panicky at times, but we get through it. We always get through it. Right now in Washington, D.C., the long-range forecast, which I kind of like when it looks bad because it always changes. For here in Beloit, on departure day, Sunday, they're currently calling for partly cloudy, upper 50s. And when we arrive in Dayton on Sunday afternoon, chance of rain, upper 70s. So probably dress just like you did today, I would say. Dayton on Monday morning when we leave there, 80% chance of rain. They've taken snow out of the forecast, and temperatures in the low 60s. So don't worry, you're going to be on a bus. It doesn't matter. Washington, D.C., let them forecast what they want. It's going to be sunny at least some part during the day. It's crazy how the weather just moves in and moves right back out there. But the temps are what I'd really look at there. And right now they're saying mid-70s. Sometimes those temps can climb up well into the upper 80s out there around those monuments and whatnot. So are there veterans in this room that have never been to Washington, D.C.? You want to by show of hand? Oh, wow. Most of you. All right. It's quite a place. It's not Beloit, Wisconsin. Homecoming will be back here on the other end of the building. And, or no, it's in here. Actually, in the Dream Center is a homecoming. When we get back, and you'll all be herded in like cattle and whatnot. But we have quite a show for you when we come back. One thing I do want to mention, and just because of PTSD and whatnot, there is a fireworks show as we come back into town. I don't want that to surprise you, but there's no like big white flashes, no ground pounding boomers or anything like that. It's more of a celebratory type of fireworks show. I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that so it doesn't surprise anybody and trigger anything. So, but you will enjoy it. We will have a group starting this Thursday morning out here in front of the church. It's 1 mile from here out to Interstate 90, and we are going to line it with flags from the church to the interstate and back down to the church. We're going to have over 1,000 flags we put up there just for all of you, and it's a beautiful sight when you see it. And as I mentioned earlier, right in front of the church out here, our friend Jerry Christofferson with True Patriots Care, they'll be putting up those 220-ish flags, and each one of those has a laminated hang tag that'll be on it that you can go over and snip the tag off the flag and keep it as a souvenir. Do not take the flags, please. And, okay. So the pre- and post-trip, and one thing I'll back up here just a second. The notifications for this room and this meeting I sent out, there was a link in there. And there's probably quite a few people logged in right now from around the country. We have people coming here from 16 different states to go on this trip. And thank you. Obviously, they're not all going to make it here from Washington State and Arizona today. But this is on a YouTube channel that Central Christian Church hosts here, and there will be a link after this meeting is done that will be re-emailed out to you all, and you can go back in. You can see where you dozed off today, and you can watch this presentation, the 2 hours or whatever, and you can go back and you can review, or what did he say about Washington or something like that. You can go back in on this YouTube link, and right up until the trip happens, and just kind of refresh yourself on things that we talked about. But if you're taking notes, check in to, next Saturday, the 17th. Check in from 1 to 3 for those that are not staying in the local hotels, which I just covered that with you. And from 3 to 5 for those of you that will be going to the area hotels, and we'll have the shuttles and driving. Shannon, are you able to hit that link that's right there on arrival? Or Shannon's not? Oh, yeah. Here. On 2A there. If not, that's okay. There you go. So next week, they have a graduation going on in the building on this side, and we're splitting it up with Blackhawk Tech. So if you notice, today most of you probably came in down where it says First Community Credit Union. Most of you came in that driveway. It's right out here. Next week, you're going to come in off of Milwaukee Road, Highway 81, and you're going to pull up in front of the building on the northeast side of the building. So keep that in mind. When you come in for the check-in, you're going to come in the doors. That's the original chapel here. It's on the other end of the hallway. And then you're going to come down the hallway. It'll all be marked and tables will be there and whatnot. You come down the hallway and you're going to check in the gymnasium next week. Okay? And, lost my spot here. Everyone has to check in next Saturday. Everyone, except for one guy. He's coming in from Florida, and he can't get in until Sunday morning at like 2 a.m. or something like that. Photographers will be here again to take your trip pictures. So if you didn't get it done today, or maybe you want to look really styling with your new VetsRoll gear on or something, get your trip picture taken next week. I always encourage people, if you have a spouse with you or something, get the picture taken with a spouse. It's great. You can have them over the holidays, or if you got an anniversary coming up or something like that, you'll have a nice recent picture. And then, let's see, pre-trip hotels. We encourage the families to drop the guests off at Central Christian if possible. If you're not going to be with the veteran, if you're going to drop them off, you drop them off here. And then assistants and volunteers, if you can, carpool as much as possible to save on the parking area out there. Drive-ins will need to drive to and from the hotels after the check-in. So as I mentioned earlier, you can't leave your vehicle at the hotel. There's a lot of you that will be driving in, maybe like from Rockford or something, staying overnight because we get up so early on Sunday morning. But you have to bring your vehicle back here, and I'll cover what you do with it at that point. Luggage can be left right in the gymnasium on Saturday. And then you'll have your little tags that you're going to put on them. And our crew will take care of it from there. Just carry like a day bag with you to the hotel and back. Let's see here. VetsRoll will provide sub sandwiches at each of the hotels. So if you didn't want to, I recommend you don't order in pizza because you're going on a long drive the next day. And pizza sometimes when you're over 80 is not a good combination. So. But you're free, you can do what you want. But we recommend our sub sandwiches. We'll have those at the hotels. The hotels that are participating, how many of you have reserved a room at the South Beloit Best Western? Good. A lot of these people will be coming from out of town. That is on the south end of town and about 5 minutes from the church here. The Beloit Holiday Inn Express, I think most of the people, a lot of you are there. And then the Home 2 Suites. Do we have anybody that's staying at the Home 2 Suites? We got a couple over here. Thank you. And then the Hampton Inn. Got a beautiful Hampton Inn just 50 seconds away from the building here. The bus shuttles will start at about 4 o'clock, and they'll take you out if you're driving, but leaving the vehicle again. You bring your vehicle back, and then on Sunday morning you're going to go to the valet table, which will be down where you come into the church or into the gym, and you get your keys tagged. There's a disclaimer you have to sign, and the keys are to be left in the vehicle so our valets can park them for you. And then I jumped ahead there. I'm sorry. That's Sunday for the registration. Make sure you don't leave any valuables in your car. No GPS, no radar detectors, things like that. They're all going to be lumped together. They're all going to be put together, locked up. We've got security lighting that'll be out there all week in the parking lot. We have drive-through security, but you just never know. So there's no need to leave a radar detector on the windshield or anything like that. And then that link, you are just on top of it. Okay, so for Sunday morning, you're going to enter from, that would be today. Or no, there you go. Thank you. So Sunday morning, you're going to come in on that same entrance that you came in on Saturday. But you can drive down, and you'll see the signage, and you can come on over to the gymnasium entry, which is at the end of this hallway out front here. And that's where you can come inside. We'll have coffee and donuts for you in the morning. And we're in here for half hour, 45 minutes, and then we get onto the buses. Let's see. If you're leaving your vehicle but you did not attend on Saturday, which there's not many of those, but if there is, you're going to take your keys and luggage to the valet table. Actually, I corrected that overnight, but the keys are to be left in the vehicle. Just make sure that the valet knows that you left the vehicle there. We've actually had that happen. The buses hit the road, and there's 2 cars sitting out in the parking lot with keys in it. We don't know who they belong to. That makes it kind of tough. So make sure your valet, there's a whole bunch of volunteers will be out here. Make sure they know that you've dropped your key and you've got your key tagged. And then really, VetsRoll will take your car from there. And if you rode the shuttle buses will bring you right back and drop you off out front. Our friends at Thrivent Financial will have coffee and Danish ready for you. And then, And then I'll go over the itinerary here in just a minute. Wednesday, we have a huge welcome home here. And so we'll proceed inside with all your carry-on items, the things that you had with you on the bus on day 4. The luggage that's been checked into the bus, our people take care of that. The gymnasium, again, is down here at the end. Your luggage is going to go in there into tables for all 10 buses. You will proceed down this hallway and come into the Dream Center just like you did today. And it's all pretty simple. You'll see signage and whatnot. And then upon dismissal from this room, then you'll go back down to the gymnasium. For those of you that left your cars, the valets will have brought the cars up, or they will tell you where your car is located. And you'll pick up your travel bags in the gym, but make sure that a VetsRoll assistant hands you those bags. We don't want anybody reaching in and just grabbing their bags off the table. Okay. Lost and found items. Always lost and found items, aren't there? Just if you lost something on the bus, most commonly it's a cell phone. I would say it's probably the number one item. Anything that's on the bus, the volunteers will sweep the buses when we get back here, and then those lost and found items will be with your luggage inside the gymnasium or lost and found table. If there's anything you lose in here, you drop a cell phone or something down or a hat, anything that's in here will be taken down to Finnegan's RV Center down in South Beloit, and we'll have that during the week. And usually it's just small items. Every once in a while, the buses get back to Madison. They sweep the buses, and even they'll find something up in the overhead racks there. But we've got that pretty well figured out. And then those of you that are staying in local hotels on Wednesday night, are there many of you in this room that are staying on Wednesday night also? Oh, there is. Wow. Okay. So kind of the same system there. We'll have the luggage will go onto the bus with you, and then the shuttle will run. I think there's just 2 hotels that night, I believe. And they'll run you out there. Get a good night's sleep, hit the road on Thursday morning, and you're going to be hitting some jet lag. So, just be prepared for that. You're going to be 4 just long, active days, and you hit the pillow on Wednesday night, and you're going to be Rip Van Winkle on Thursday morning, but, you're going to be the better for it. So, the trip itinerary. So we'll go over this here. We're going to start out here. We'll have taps at 4:35 a.m. These are not random times. These are times that we stick to. As Mark said, everything on these 4 days, it's all timed out. It's a big move, a big operation as we go down the road. And again, as he alluded to, it's like herding cats. You just gotta follow the procedure. You have to be on those buses. You need to get going. You can't just sit around and chit-chat forever and say, oh, I'll go get on the bus whenever. You've got to be on those buses when we're ready to roll. Don't be the one that holds up 400 people because you decided to take another stroll through the restaurant or something. Excuse me. We'll board the buses here at 4:51. Taillights at 5:14 a.m. Central Time. Then we'll head down. We'll be police and motorcycle escorted out of here. We'll get on I-90 and head south. And the Illinois State Patrol, well, Wisconsin State Patrol and Illinois State Patrol work together on that. Police. Oh, Lisa's here. Where's Lisa? Retired state trooper. It's not patrol, it's police. I love you, Lisa. So anyway, and then we'll head down. The route doesn't really matter, I guess, but we'll have a state police escort all the way down until we get to Indiana. Go down to Indianapolis, and then we go east on I-70, and we end up over in Dayton. And then that first afternoon, we will go to the National Museum of the United States Air Force. You are on it, Shannon. That's great. And has anybody here been to that museum before? It is really something. You know, we've only got a few hours there, but it's a fabulous facility. And then we'll have dinner that night. The museum closes at 5, and the public leaves, but VetsRoll stays there. And we have a catered dinner for 400 people by a caterer down there right in the museum. You'll be dining right underneath the planes. It's just really fun. And then from there, we'll head out to the Westfields Marriott. Look at that. Westfields Marriott. Oh, no, we're not. The Dayton Marriott in Dayton. And that's our facility that we'll have for Sunday night. Monday morning, 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Our departure for D.C., we'll have lunch. I don't think I put this one in there, but we'll have lunch at the Cefalos that Mark mentioned. Beautiful 160-some-year-old church that we use out there every year. And just fabulous. And there's surprises that get tied in with it, but if I told you about it, it wouldn't be a surprise. So you'll wait and see. And then we stop in Breezewood, Pennsylvania briefly for fuel, sanitizing the buses. And that is like one of the only times in 4 days you can spend your own money. You can go in, maybe get yourself ice cream cone or M&Ms or something like that, but get back onto the buses. And then we head on down the last leg going into Westfields Marriott in Chantilly. How's that for a hotel? 5-star Marriott. It is absolutely a fabulous facility, and that'll be your home for the next 2 nights. And it is just absolutely an amazing facility. It's by Dulles Airport, Chantilly, Virginia. Tuesday morning, 5:15 a.m., we're letting you sleep in. We're going to depart for Washington, D.C., and in this order, I bet she can't keep up with me. Arlington National Cemetery. Oh, she's good. The Marine Corps National Memorial. We got to take her on the trip. World War II National Memorial. Incredible place. All right, we're going to test you, Shannon. You ready? Lincoln Memorial. Korean Memorial. I want to mention Korean Memorial during COVID was completely redesigned, and they have a remembrance wall similar to what the Vietnam Wall has there now. And they have it in a date line of when the troops passed away, but it's in conjunction with the South Korean troops that served with our troops. And it's a gorgeous memorial. The pinnacle for most of the vets on the trip, the Vietnam Nurses Memorial. Sorry, I jumped ahead. Yes. And then, of course, the Vietnam War Memorial, the Vietnam Wall. It's an incredible place. And is there veterans in the room who have not been to the Washington, D.C. Vietnam Wall yet? Oh, lots of you. I will forewarn you, it's emotional, especially for those of you that serve. I know you're Bronze Star, Silver Star, Bronze Star. Al is. Yeah, incredible stories. And our assistants are all versed and trained. We let you take it in. You're going to have quite a bit of time there at those memorials, all four of them in that one area. But the Vietnam Wall is just, there's something special. It sits down ground level, so it's generally very, very quiet, very sobering. There's usually, student groups and trips that are out there at the same time we're there. And everybody's respectful. Everybody's quiet. A lot of tears that get shed there, but they're good tears. And some of you have maybe held things inside you for 50 plus years. It's time to let it go. And one phenomenon, I guess I call it, that we've run across here the last 2 years, and we think we know why, but the number of Vietnam era veterans who continually defer to next year. I got to get my toenails cut that week or something, I'm going to go next year. Put me on next year's trip. And we really have come to a conclusion that we think you are not yet mentally ready to be celebrated like you should be. You Vietnam, darn it, I thought I could do it without getting teared up. You Vietnam vets served this country as admirably as any veterans ever in the history of the United States. And what we ask is when we get back, if you've enjoyed yourself on those 4 days to D.C., spread the word. Let your Vietnam brothers and sisters know it's okay. It's okay to celebrate what we did because you did what you were sent to do, and it's something I feel sorry for the ones that defer year after year. We've got a couple of you that are going this year finally that have been on the list since like 2016 and 17. And now next year's trip, we're opening it up now. This year's trip is 1969 and earlier veterans. Next year's trip will include 1975 and earlier. So we've got a whole slew of 100 and some more vets that have been on the hold. And so anyway, you Vietnam vets, don't ever think this country doesn't appreciate what you did. Don't take it out on the troops. And so you're going to see time heals. Time heals all, and we're ready to celebrate what you did, just like we do for our Cold War vets, our Korean War vets, and our World War II veterans. Welcome home. And after we leave that one, we'll go to the FDR. Wrong one. MLK. Martin Luther King Memorial. Beautiful, beautiful memorial. Sits right there on the water. And then the FDR Memorial, and those sit real close by. And then we'll start heading out towards the buses or towards the hotel. In the middle of the afternoon, we'll have lunch. Depending on the weather, the lunch will either be on the curved wall behind the Lincoln Memorial, or it may end up being on the buses. It depends on weather and on timing. But we have a caterer out there that really serves up a great catered lunch. So that'll be coming out there. Tuesday evening, we have our farewell dinner at the Marriott in the banquet hall there. A lot of fun that night. That's where our covert operations come in. We won't tell them yet. But that's a fun night, just lighthearted, and everybody just has a good time. And we'll get you into bed Tuesday night, nice and early. By the way, you're welcome, you veterans, not the assistants. You veterans are welcome to sit at the bar and spend $23 a beer out there. You're not going to, you won't find Leinenkugels in D.C. either, I don't believe. But anyway, no, you guys are welcome, obviously within reason, to have that closure, have that brotherhood, sisterhood time sitting at the bars or however you want to do it in the lobbies in the hotels. The assistants can join you, but they all know it's total abstinence from any alcoholic beverages for veterans or for assistants. So please, if you're having a drink with some of the other veterans, don't respect the assistants that are there. That they are not allowed to have any alcohol on the trip, and we're really adamant about that. The biggest thing is liability. If one of our assistants was to have had a drink and a veteran fell and got injured, that's going to be on them for the rest of their lives, that maybe they weren't 100% sharp like they should have been. So lights out on Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, kind of early, but we got to make it happen. And we will load the buses and we will depart at 5:29 a.m., not 5:30, 5:29 a.m. And then we will go to Somerset, Pennsylvania. That's a good sleeping stretch right there. Everybody's still kind of cloudy eyes and whatnot. Go ahead and get some sleep. We'll roll into Somerset, Pennsylvania. It's on the turnpike. And I think there's a Roy Rogers there and some other stuff in that one. And then we go on to Cleveland, Ohio. And we have lunch. Shannon? I think I gave you, look at that. We will have lunch. The Cleveland Guardians baseball team is hosting us for lunch. And it's us and a big empty stadium. But we went out there a couple weeks ago. It's going to be just absolutely perfect. And they're excited to have us. And Holly and Kim have gotten us set up real well with that. And so we'll have lunch in Cleveland. And then we make one final leg on over to Elkhart. We have one final stop with catered box snacks that comes later in the afternoon on Wednesday. Just so you know, all the way out and all the way back, we stop the buses about every 3.5 to 4 hours. So the medical team's really adamant about that. We get you off the buses, have you walking around, keep that circulation going and whatnot. Wipe up the wet floors from the ones that couldn't follow the rules in the potty in the back of the bus. Oh, by the way, wear shoes when you're inside the bus, just in case that guy is on your bus and comes rolling down the rubber runner there. So we'll make the final stretch. We should, if all things go on time, they never have yet, but if they run on time, we will get here. All right, we're going to be on time. All right, we're going to be on time. Maybe I should make that 9:14 p.m. then. Okay. We will roll in off the highway about 9:14 a.m. p.m. We weren't running that far ahead. We'll roll in out here. There will be a very, very large welcoming home crowd from the interstate all the way in. It's a really, really special night. If you're not allergic to Kleenex, go ahead and break it out because you're going to want it. And it's a very emotional time, but it's a happy emotion. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to describe. There's just something that, like a burden that comes off your shoulders when you get back. And you're going to love it. And then as we come in down at the gymnasium, I mentioned earlier, they're split into 10 stations there. So all of our assistants are going to bring your luggage into the gymnasium. You're going to come right down the hallway and come right on into the Dream Center. And we will do our best to get you out of here with a brief welcome home reception. Okay. Yeah. What's that? Oh, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Proofreader. Obviously, I copied and pasted this last year. Thank you. We don't have fire and iron here, so I won't bring them up right now. We'll go into just some housekeeping notes here, and we'll get you out of here shortly. What to pack. And if you guys want to suggest things that I might have missed up here, please do. What to pack. A lanyard will be provided to you. Holly's got one on. Some of you have them on. These lanyards will be provided to you. They're going to have your name tag in them. We ask you to wear those lanyards all 4 days, sun up to sundown. And then in those, we'll have the hours, right? Those hours that we just discussed at the hotels, the wake-up times, things like that. Medications. In an ideal world, see if your pharmacy can bubble pack them for Saturday to Thursday, but I don't know that a lot of people are able to do that, but just make sure you have your medications. Our medical team does not give you your meds, but they're there to help if you're confused on where your medications are at. Bring your own CPAP machine. We supply distilled water. You don't have to worry about the water, but bring your own CPAP machine. One larger suitcase so you can pack enough clothes for 4 days. And then one carry-on, and then you're going to receive a soft-sided, they didn't get the bags today, right? That'll be next week, okay. You'll get a like a duffel bag we're going to give you too. So that could be your day bag if you want it. If applicable, wheelchairs, which are supplied by VetsRoll, walkers, oxygen caddy, all of that has to get tagged. So if you have your own cane or something like that, it's got to have a tag on it. And we've got lots of those little tags so that we can match it up to you. Everyone needs to carry a government-issued photo ID, generally a driver's license, sometimes it's a VA ID, but carry a government-issued photo ID. A passport's another one. So keep that on your person at all times. After a while, you all start to look alike, and then we need to have those IDs, know who you are. Keep in mind, can't read that real well. Oh, maybe you can up there. Sunday morning's clothes, when we leave, are still the clothes you're wearing Sunday night when you go to bed. So dress the way you want to be dressed when you have dinner in the Air Force Base in the museum. I generally, and I think most of the people on trip, just wear khakis or something like that. Blue jeans are perfectly fine, but just obviously not tattered. If some of you 80-year-olds are into cutting up the thighs and stuff, it's not a good look. Okay, so current covered that. Sunblock, that's a good idea. Because again, if the sun pops out when we're in front of all that granite and all that marble, it really gets hot, and it gets hot fast. If we have a passing rain shower, the humidity comes shooting up too. So, if you're feeling fatigued or anything, be sure you flag one of the orange shirts or the red shirts, and make sure you don't push yourself. Hydration is a big, big issue, and the people that are with us on the trip, the assistants, are carrying bottled water with and whatnot. We've got these neck chillers that we got in, so you can dip them into the water and put them around your neck to keep you cooled off, and you can keep those too. Cameras, phones, computers, chargers, everything's got to be tagged with your name on it, everything. These phones all kind of look the same when they're just laying in a pile. So. Let's see here. If possible, this will be next week, and I'm probably going to drop this one for next year, but it's always been fun if you have a service picture, I know several of you brought them in today. If you have a service era picture when you were still in your 20s and all dressed and buff, go ahead and bring it with. We'll scan it in, because at the end of the year, you're going to get a flash drive from us that'll come in the mail, and this is a flash drive. It plugs into a computer or TV, and it'll have roughly 5,000 photos, the video from the trip, and when we get the time, we try to match your current picture up with your service era picture, and you'd be amazed at how much you've changed. So, comfortable walking shoes. If you haven't already, just wear comfortable shoes. Do not wear hard leather. Al, like those shoes there, that might be a tough walking shoe for 4 days. I really recommend tennis shoes. Closed toe, though, I think is really recommended, so you're not stubbing your toes. And, just make sure it's comfortable. Now is probably not the time to be breaking in a new pair of shoes. Minimal money. Debit or credit card is best. You have almost no time to spend your own money. We do that for you. So other than the souvenir shop at one of the stops, that's about it. Maybe, I don't remember in Cleveland if they were going to have the souvenir shop. They weren't? Okay. So, yeah, you can't get your Guardian merchandise. So bring some reading material for the buses. And I know a lot of the buses play videos. I don't know, do they all do it, or do they? Okay. Okay. Most of them will play videos or, whatever else on the screens in the buses, so we can do that. This number 15 is kind of important. Shower daily. It's not just your roommate that gets ripe, okay? You're on and off the buses, long days, especially out in D.C. You got a hot, sweaty, maybe a rainy day. Make sure you hit the shower. Now, there are a limited number of ADA rooms, and I know Holly's been really working on that. So we do, in some cases, we have transfer boards and things like that might help out if you have a tub. One thing I always mention, for some reason, the hotel in the Marriott in Dayton has just absolutely slick bathtub shower floors. I can't understand why they're like that, but just be extra, extra careful when you're in the tub or the shower. and watch your footing. You know, grab the rails, sponge bath too if you're comfortable with that. VetsRoll supplies the earplugs because it's not just your roommate that's snoring at night. And so we supply earplugs, and you'll all get those. And yeah, it's not your roommate that snores like a chainsaw. It could be you. And so that just helps a lot. It's a simple thing, but it helps a lot. This is I had this conversation with a veteran yesterday. Respect your roommate's privacy in the rooms. You are no longer a 20-year-old body, okay? So when you're in a room with your roommate, who you most cases just met, we're not walking around in our birthday suits. I hope you understand that. You respect your roommate. Cover up. So I know you've all been in the military, but you're not 20 years old anymore. So, all right, enough said. Fresh clothes and underwear daily, maybe twice a day if you need. We do carry spare things like that, garments with and stuff, but make sure you plan for like 6 days worth of underwear and socks. It's a good idea. Toothbrush, toiletries, deodorant, razors. Remember to use the deodorant. Okay? It doesn't do any good in the bag. It does much better under your arm. So use the deodorant. Okay. Any questions on the what to pack? Yes, sir. For a concentrator? Yeah, now that would have a prescription with it then, right? Okay, so you'll need to talk to the medical team if you haven't already, but yeah. Am I correct on that, Trey? Or bring your own concentrators, thank you. And then get the script to Trey or one of the medical team people. Good question. Yes? Okay, yeah. It's a good idea if you pack wisely. At Dayton, you don't necessarily have to bring all your heavy luggage in because we're just... Nope. It's going in. Sorry. You stay there and don't ask any more questions. Okay. Yes, sir. 4 feet by 4 feet is too big. So I would say just I don't know what you call it, maybe a 24 to 30 inch bag. Not the big old Samsonite tourister type deal, but you know, most people nowadays will have like the rolling airport type cases. Those work really nice. Carry on? Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Probably the duffel bags. Yeah. Okay. You're going to get duffel bags from us at check-in next Saturday. So if you can use that for your carry-on, that would be good. Raincoat? We've got umbrellas ordered, and I think we have the ponchos, correct? Yeah, we have ponchos. So no need to worry. Okay. TJ said if you bring your own poncho or something, you can. Just make sure you got your initials on it or something. But yes, sir. Yeah, you can bring neck pillows. Again, make sure it's marked if it's your own personal one. And you'll get a travel pillow from us, too. So I saw another hand up over here. No? Okay. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah, they have AC power in the buses. Now we're going to have different models of buses this year, unfortunately, so they're not all the same, but they all have AC power on them. So we'll make sure that they've got it available to them. So good question. Yes, sir. Wake up calls, we can. I don't think we automatically do it, do we? Or okay. The assistants are asked to help and to remind him what the wake up time is. So set it on his clock or on his phone. Yep. Good point. And the door lock too. Yeah. The assistants will come up. They'll knock on your door. Make sure you're up and at them. One thing I don't know if it's in here. It probably is. It's real important for precautionary reasons. You don't lock your deadbolt on your hotel room door. You leave the deadbolt unlocked, because if you had an emergency, we need to get into that room. We can't be having to break the door down. So keep that in mind. Leave the deadbolt unlocked at night. Okay. Do not bring, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see it. Do not bring firearms, knives. They're all prohibited on this trip at all times. Even if you have a concealed carry permit, you do not bring a firearm or a knife. You know, fingernail clippers or something like that's okay, but no firearms and knives. Absolutely no alcohol or controlled substances on this trip. I know it's legal in Illinois, but it's not legal with VetsRoll. Veterans are allowed to drink socially at the hotels for dinner, but the assistants, as I mentioned earlier, are sworn to 100% alcohol abstinence during the trip. Please respect that, okay? Dress shoes, I mentioned that earlier, instead of formal dress clothes. Everything's casual. Wear khakis or blue jeans or whatever you're comfortable in. And what do you recommend for ladies? Khakis or skirts and stuff too, I suppose? Yeah. Don't they wear skirts anymore? No? Oh, I don't know. How old am I? Oh, jeez. All right. This one here is just, I am so tired of hearing myself talk about it, but you're going to hear it. Clothing, headwear, there's absolutely zero political, racial, sexual, or religious content on this trip. We are a nation that is fighting within, but we are in a group that is going to get along for 4 days, and the politics is the big one. It's just, I just don't know where we're going, but we are not going to talk politics. Good job. And you're going to find when we get back on Wednesday night, you know what? The world can function. We can still be friends if we leave politics out of the discussion. So no politics, folks, please. No torn or tattered clothing. The umbrellas will supply. As I mentioned earlier, no power wheelchairs or scooters. We'll supply the wheelchairs. Earmuffs. That must have been a typo. Earplugs is what that was supposed to say. We'll supply those. You don't have, I don't think they took snow out of the forecast, so we should be all right. Don't bring cash. I mean, a debit card maybe. Don't bring cash. We're almost to a cashless society as it is. Just don't bring cash. No bulky pillows. You know, you can do the travel pillow or the little ones, the neck pillows, but that'll be it. And on this last page, and it's a lot of yellow highlighter. I'm the yellow highlighter guy. To make this trip as enjoyable for all as possible, we simply request, once again, do not partake in discussions of politics, race, sex, or religion. We're a polarized nation. For these 4 days, we're one big family with one big flag, and that's where we're at, and don't let that be forgotten. If you hear, especially, again, political talk going on, get a hold of your bus leader. Get a hold of any of us in charge of the trip. We literally will go to the point that we're taking you to the airport in D.C. and you're flying home on your own credit card. It's just no politics, please. We're in an era of unprecedented political division. Zero tolerance to that. The fastest way to destroy the best 4 days of our lives is to bring up politics. And if you want to test the policy, don't do it. Okay. So, and that I mentioned earlier, but that also includes like political hats and clothing and things like none of that. All right. Do not act or speak in any manner that you would not do in front of your own grandchildren. That's kind of a good barometer where the conversations go. Yeah, you're a bunch of grizzly old veterans and you remember them good old days where we did this, but not everybody wants to hear some of those stories. So, do not post, as Mark alluded to earlier, do not post any social media sites except at the end of the day. Everything is talked about in past tense. Again, going back to what a wacky world we have out here right now, we are considered security-wise as kind of a soft target. So we don't want to broadcast out when we're going down I-70 or something. It's always in the past tense. So please keep that in mind. You get back to the hotel room at night, go ahead and summarize, what we did during the day and have some fun on Facebook or, Twitter or anything like that, just not during the day. And then hygiene, I think I mentioned that before too, but practice good hygiene. Don't be afraid to speak to the medical team if you're feeling weak or anything, but just absolutely normal. We have an incredible team of medical people that travel with us here. And I'll tell you what, any medical center anywhere would be absolutely proud to have them. They just absolutely would. And every person on this trip is treated as an equal. There's no enlistees, there's no officers. Everybody is equal. First name basis, everybody that's on the trip. There's just a quick little thing here that I forgot. Maybe there's other things too, but at the bottom here, I want to say thank you to all the hundreds of people who come together, donating their time and services to make this trip happen year after year. Remember, we're all volunteers, and hiccups do happen. But in the end, we hope we provide you with closure, gratitude, respect that you'll remember for the rest of your lives. When I did the intro for our board of directors, oh God, don't tell her. I forgot my wife. Oh, it never ends. One time in Dayton, I introduced her as my mother. But my wife, Darlene Finnegan, is on the board of directors, not here today. How about Bill Coots? Is Bill Coots here? Okay. Bill was on our board of directors. Is Dan Schreiber still here? Okay, Dan was out at the check-in table, recently retired from our board of directors. And then if you want to put it up, Shannon, the one I just texted to you, just last week, one of our board members, Mike Jordan, passed away after a battle with cancer, Vietnam veteran. And it sucks. It just sucks. But so anyway, could you join me in a moment of silence in respect to Mike, because he's up there watching us. Thank you. And a show of respect to Mike, that sticker right there will be on every bus going to D.C., so he's still riding with us. So, love you, man. Just, what a sad deal. How many trips was he on? Probably 10, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, great guy. So with that, look at that. It's 12 o'clock. TJ, what did we miss?
One thing I want to address is when you come next Saturday, the parking out front is going to be different than once a day. We're not able to park on this side. We're not able to enter the Dream Center. Everything will be on the north side. You'll enter through the chapel area over there and then come through. But all parking will be restricted to that northeast corner. We'll have signs out there. There's a graduation going on at the same time earlier in the day, so we will have signs pointing to where our parking is. Later in the day, there'll be another service in here, so we ask that you do park where we have it marked off down there. Again, 1 o'clock check-in. I know this morning I was here at 6:30 setting up signs, and I had met a guy that was here already. I understand you guys are anxious. Please, we have to respect the graduates that are going to be here at that time, and we ask you not to come before 1 o'clock. Some of you assistants are still able to come at 11 and check in early, but not you veterans. You have a question?
She's wondering where do they go on Wednesday if they're coming in to pick up the veteran. The buses will actually circle around the building here and drop off over on the northwest side. And the veterans will come down this hallway. So you can be on the east end of the building. There's parking. There's a lot of parking. We try to keep this area right outside these doors, keep this open out here, because there's people who just drive in and park and come walking in. But mostly to the east end of the building on Wednesday. Okay. Yes, sir. Holly Jensen. I'll give you your cell phone number. No, my number is, I don't know if she can do it there. My number's on everything. It's on the letterhead. My name's Mark, and just be patient. There's a lot of calls, a lot of texts, a lot of emails, but right up at the top there, that's my number, 207-8319, area code 911. It's, no. Just one second. Yeah. Yeah, on your way out here today, the Lapgans are on the table out here to the left, so grab those. So what I want to do here real quick. Oh, yep. That is on the end. Yeah, we go by it. It's between the World War II Memorial and towards the FDR. I'm trying to remember. I've seen it. It would be a drive-by. We're not going to be getting off there, but I'm trying to even remember where it's at. It's kind of a smaller. It was a small one. Maybe it's bigger now, but so. Yeah, no, I afraid the World War I memorial is what he's asking about, and we haven't, and we won't be. But I appreciate the question. That's a good point. All right, what I would like to do. Yep. Yeah, he's wondering at Arlington if there's a particular grave or burial and whatnot. Unfortunately, we don't. I just like myself with my sister-in-law there, we've never been able to visit her because they allow us to take all, on that day there's 10 buses, one stays at the hotel. We take all 10 buses into Arlington, but they give us 90 minutes from start to finish. And by the time you drive through, deboard, watch changing the guard, reboard, and get out of there, 90 minutes. And unfortunately, we can't. So won't be able to do that. Yes, sir. For Arlington and for the Vietnam Wall, probably for the Korean Wall too. There are apps that are available on the phone. Is Lindsay Easton here? She's kind of my app girl. But yeah, she's really on top of that. But that's a good point. If you have a smartphone, there's apps that you can download onto your phone. You don't even have to download them. You just go to the app, and you can put in the one that you're looking for, especially at the Vietnam Wall because it's so tall and so big. Yeah, go ahead and get a hold of somebody on the day out and one of your bus assistants or whatnot, and they can help you get to that and locate them a lot quicker. Because that Vietnam Wall, yeah. Go ahead, Tim. Oh, okay. There's an app for the Air Force Museum, too. Thank you. The Vietnam Wall, it actually starts in the middle and works out both directions in the order that they were deceased. And so it's not alphabetical, it's a date line of the war. And so you really need to have the app to find where somebody's at on there. So we got a few people heading out. I want to just take a quick video of all of you. And instead of looking like you're sleeping, let's see here. What should we do? How about just a bunch of hooting and hollering? There's free beer out in the lobby. Are you ready? We will see you next Saturday. Be sure to call Holly if there's any problems. See ya. Thank you, Shannon. Great job. What a great venue this is. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. If you have any signed paperwork that you haven't turned in yet, like the addendums and some of those, there's a basket out here in the hallway. Just leave it in the basket, and we'll take it from there. It's by the check-in table. There's a couple of you still had applications to turn in yet, too. Thank you.